Hello and welcome to another Baggie Brothers video. We're talking all things Albion and we're having a post-match chat following our 1-1 draw against Manchester United. And I think you'll agree, like most fans, that was quite a nice surprise, getting a point there. You know, it was better than I guess a lot of us were predicting prior to the match. You know,
Yeah,
before kickoff, we're probably all thinking, oh, we're going to get hammered here. And then, come out of it with a point. But there's a bit of me kind of feels like we should have walked away with 3 points there. And that feels a bit mad saying that, considering obviously every match
yeah.
we've had, how good Man United are compared to us. But looking at the way that match was, I can't help but think we
We
should
should
have
have
got
done at
3
Sheffield
points.
United.
We
We
should have,
should have done it. Yeah,
we should have beaten them.
yeah.
But
I kind of agree. But you can look at it like they look at Johnson's save in the last minute. We'll obviously come on to everything later on, but they could have nicked it at the end if it wasn't for them fingertips. So
of course,
it all,
the
yeah,
game could have
but
gone either way at loads of points, I guess. But
much more positive, and it's given us that. Oh, it's so frustrating as a Baggy fan. It's now giving me that little bit of glimpse. Like, if we play like that every week, we can definitely stay up.
yeah,
And yeah, it's basically done that, hasn't it? But I think the
pretty
key for it
much.
is, which is what we've been saying all season, we've got a spine to our team, which
Mm,
is the most vital thing if you want to compete at the top level. We've got Sam Johnson in goal, who's world class, and he's got to be considered for England now, I think,
yeah,
after that performance again. We've got Bartley and Ajayi, who are really starting to look good together now and like knowing where each other
starting
are.
to gel and be a good solid duo.
Okay, Yokoslu,
Yeah, great full game,
solid,
or great first proper game, I
awesome,
should say.
awesome, solid. Pereira, and then big man at top Diang. We've got our spine, which is what we needed, and then everyone else kind of worked around that.
Yeah,
So
I guess now now to sort of put a bit of a downer, it's like, is it a little too late to
too
have
late,
that sort
yeah.
of
If we had
developing?
these
But
in January,
if we were, if yeah, even if we had these right
early
at the start of
January,
the season,
oh
if
yeah,
it had all gone through,
we looked like a Premier League team today as well. We didn't
yes,
look like a Championship team that we're just getting battered by Premier League teams every week. We looked
yeah,
like a Premier League team.
yeah. It was the first game in a while I've had confidence in them from the get go.
Yeah,
It was the first game in a while where I've actually been excited pretty much the whole game.
yeah.
I know we obviously didn't have insane
It's,
amount of chances or possession, but when we
yeah.
did, we looked threatening and we actually looked kind of good on the ball.
I mean,
Statistically,
70,
you could
yeah,
argue that they were on top of us, but
70 minutes of the game, I think we played the right system. We
mm,
just let ourselves down for 20 minutes of the game, going back to sitting far too deep and allowing teams to put pressure on. You can't do that in modern day football. I
no,
think Gary Neville said it when he was commentating, but you just can't sit back and let teams come and attack you. You've got to go and pressure that ball to make mistakes. And as soon as we started doing that again, we look like a good team. So we've got to do that. I know it's going to be hard on the players because it's a lot to give and to do that for 90 minutes, but you're a paid professional. You've got, if that's what you've got to do, that's what you've got to
yeah,
do, basically.
pretty
Um,
much.
yeah, but then as soon as we started putting that pressure on again, we were back in the game and we created some really good chances and we could have nicked it.
Mm,
But what a start to the game!
yeah,
Like Gallagher's ball in was unreal, and then Diang
mm,
showed real. He just wanted that ball more, didn't he,
yeah,
than Lindelof massively, and what a finish it was
yeah.
to
Really good
coming through.
header.
Yeah, no, ecstatic start, and yeah, it's just a shame we couldn't hold out for that first half at 1-0.
Yeah, it was. It was a little frustrating. There was, watching it, it was kind of like, all right, cool, we've got that first goal, and then you could start to see signs that we'd had in similar games where it
Yeah,
was kind of the opposition were on top, and I was starting to think, oh shit, is this going to be like it is? And we
yeah,
held off obviously really well, and then just ended the second half. I mean, again, I credit given where it's due. Fernandez's goal was really
great
good,
finish. Yeah, was a
but
good finish, and we just switched off. I think it was Maitland-Niles just let him go in the box, didn't he, for literally
yeah,
2 seconds, but that's all he needs.
but
And it was a
that's what
great,
happened. You give a world
yeah,
class player too much room and a bit of
yeah,
just 1 second too long, they're going to do something dangerous like that.
yeah,
But at halftime, I was sitting there thinking, you know what, 1-1. I'll take that for half time.
yeah,
Obviously a 1-0 would have been good, but 1-1, I'm happy with that. We've got a second half. Let's just hope we don't get ripped apart. And the second half, we looked half decent. There were a
yeah,
couple of moments where I was a bit nervous, maybe towards the end of the half, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
We definitely created chances today as well, didn't
yeah,
we?
yeah,
And I think
definitely.
defensively, I don't think apart from that little switch off, I think defensively we looked really good.
Yeah,
Sam
yeah, in
Johnson
general it
didn't.
was good.
I think Sam Johnson had only 3 shots to save. He obviously did the fingertip save at the end. He had that save off Greenwood when he cut in,
Yeah.
and he made another one, didn't he, as well? Can't
I
remember
think there
which
might
one.
have been a Fernandez shot as well that sort of went through, but just sort of went towards him, so it wasn't a difficult save.
Yeah,
But yeah, it would. He. Like I say, the only thing that kind of bothers me, I guess, is just us. We obviously took a chance that we got, which was good. It was just more. There were just those extra 2 chances that Diang had that were a bit.
I think
If
they
only
were
he'd
both.
taken them.
Yeah,
You can excuse him on both of them. Obviously, I'm not sitting here being like,
no,
I could have finished that. Give me the ball, I'll do it. One of them he'd managed to sort of muscle his way around Maguire and sort of managed to just get through. Might have just been a slightly off balance,
he just
and then
delayed,
just
didn't he, on that second ball? He should have
yeah,
just full on gone for it, but
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, he just
but
decided to sit off, didn't he? And then
yeah,
that
and
second one,
then
he kind of reached that, didn't he? It was
yeah,
a bit of a reach. It'd have been a great finish if he'd have got hold of that.
yeah,
But and then the Maitland-Niles chance as well.
mm,
Why didn't you just take another touch, come inside, and then play the ball across to him?
yeah. I get, again,
But
it's
it's
obviously,
fine
we're
margins, isn't it?
it is all margins. We're sitting watching it from an angle as well that the players aren't.
Yeah, I know.
We've got we've got an overall view of the pitch, and we're sitting there going, there's a person standing next to you. You just pass it to them, but they might not even notice them. But yeah, it was just a little frustrating that obviously we didn't get those extra couple of goals. And like I said at the start, I feel like we could have got 3 points out of it. But you know what? I will take a point against Man United any week.
Something to build on, isn't it? And it
Yeah.
gives, as long as we go into next week and we perform like that as well,
Mm.
I think we've got every chance of beating the next 5 teams we've got coming up. We've obviously got Burnley next week. We've
Yeah.
then got Brighton after that,
Yeah.
Newcastle, Palace, and Everton. I think all of them we can get points off if we play like we did today
Yeah.
and we put the
Carbon copy
pressure on.
performance, and it could.
Yeah,
I would say against at least 3 of them. Points, maybe wins
yeah.
against them. Maybe Everton might be a bit of a tricky one just
Everton might
because
be,
of
yeah.
the
But
the
looking at
certain
how we
players
played
they've got.
against them
But
early on, yeah, we played well against them early on. If Gibbs hadn't got sent off, I think we'd have got something from that game.
yeah, very true.
So, yeah.
Very true.
But obviously, Townsend and, well, we'll speak about fullbacks for a second because I thought Townsend, Peltier as well, and Furlong were all class today.
They all played
I
really
thought
well.
none of them, Bartley and Ajay were amazing as
Yeah.
they are. And Bartley's just gone up another level for me.
Mm.
He should be our club captain from now on. 100% he should have the armband because the way he stepped up to it and the way he's winning balls and putting everything into it, he's just a leader on that field and he leads by example. So yeah, but Townsend I thought was brilliant. His crosses into the box and Furlong's as well. Furlong came on
Yeah.
obviously and did exactly the same. But defensively as well, I thought they were pretty good as well. They kept hold of the men, especially when you think of it. Like the front 4 that they started with United, they had obviously Martial, Cavani, Rashford, and for Fernandez.
Fernandez, yeah.
That is a world class
That's.
front
I mean,
4.
you turn up to 5-a-side football, and those 4 are up against you. You are shitting yourself.
I'll just turn around and go home.
Yeah, I just like, no, you're right, lads. I'm not dealing
Yeah,
with this today. But they put in a solid fight against all 4 of them, and
yeah,
for most of the game, pretty much held them out.
yeah,
There were like there was obviously the Fernandez goal, and there were maybe a couple of other times where they lost their man or people got round them, but it wasn't like they got rinsed. Like you say, like that was a Premier League performance
yeah.
today,
It was.
especially from the back line. And then
And I don't
yeah,
want to put too. Sorry, I don't want to put too much pressure on him, but I think okay was so good, and That's what we've been missing.
mm,
Someone sitting in front of that back 4 and just cutting into play. He looked so calm and composed on the ball as well. Like a Jacob or Malumbu. That's what he
mm.
literally brought to our team, which is what we've been missing
Yeah,
massively.
I guess it's that's something that definitely comes with playing for some pretty good clubs.
Yeah, exactly. And
So he's
Turkey, yeah,
obviously got a bit of and he's obviously we've got him from Celta Vigo, who are a pretty decent team.
yeah.
So he's
They're
obviously
stout,
got
yeah.
experience behind him, and it looks like he knows what he's doing, which is great to see. Thought Gallagher had a really good game in
He did,
midfield.
yeah.
You know, tenacious as always, just
He
running
looked
around the
back
place.
to his best today, didn't he?
Yeah, you got like Snodgrass played well, Pereira played well, Diang, had a really good game. Again,
Yeah.
obviously could have got a couple more goals, but I'm just happy that he's on the board for himself,
Well, if you think
because
about
that's
it,
going to give him confidence.
yeah, he had 2 disallowed goals, didn't he, last week?
Yeah.
He's put it in the net again tonight and had another. He's getting in the right areas, which again we haven't had too much of.
Yeah.
So it's positives, isn't it? Massive positives, I think.
Yeah, and an argument could be made as well that we haven't really had the team to put us in those opportunities as well
No,
in previous games. But yeah, like we've said, today, looking at that team, I'd say that was a good Premier League squad today, and it was a
yeah,
very pleasing game to watch as far as a West Brom fan's
yeah,
viewpoint
100%.
goes.
Yeah,
But yeah, I guess we've just sort of got to look on to the next few games, and if
yeah,
we can
Burnley
take that
next.
performance to Burnley and Brighton, we hopefully can get 4 or 6 points out of them,
Yeah,
and then
and if we do, I think
we might
we're
be able to
back
creep
in
up the
it.
table.
Depending on what other results are. Obviously, Fulham's still playing now. We're 3
Sure.
points behind them. But yeah, I mean, with other results, if all of those down the bottom start losing and we can pick up a few wins and draws, it
Yeah.
really does close the gap, and it could be close. So I think goal difference has buggered us over completely.
Yeah. Well,
But,
yeah. Goal. If
we've
it comes
got
down
to
to
do it.
goal difference, we might as well just
Yeah,
walk back to the Championship now.
we've got to do it on points. But that was another thing as well. Nice to see. Not so many conceded, only the one, which
Yeah.
was good,
And again
wasn't
against the
it?
top club, it's
Yeah,
weird. This season has been so bizarre, really, if you
and at
think about it.
home. Ooh,
And at home, you think
yeah,
about, like, we've got 1-1 draws against Liverpool, City, and Man United. Now we only lost 1-0, obviously, to Tottenham and United earlier in the season. We have had a couple of howlers
we
against
won't talk about
bigger
the other
teams
Man
as well.
City result yet,
Well, I
but
can't remember what you're on about. It didn't happen.
no,
And then, yeah, there's been a couple of other games, obviously, where we've conceded a couple, but the bigger teams in the league, your traditional top 6, we've
yeah,
actually played fairly
done well.
decently against this
Yeah,
season. And yeah, it was just nice to see them go out with a bit of, go out on the pitch with just a bit of fight and just,
yeah,
trying. And like we've said countless times before, if they do that every week and we still get relegated, the
we'll be
fans will be
happy.
pleased as hell, because
Yeah,
they'll think, well, we've gone down with our heads held high.
yeah,
We're not going to get relegated. If we'd continued playing in the same ilk that we had recently
yeah,
and we went down, we'd all be thinking, well, that was shit. What a rubbish season that was.
yeah,
But
100% there, mate. So
yeah,
it's positives, isn't it?
it is all positives, and let's not get ahead of ourselves like we have in the past.
No,
And let's hope
that's
that
it. We're going to go on a winning streak.
that's
No,
it.
we're not.
We're in
But
Europe now. That's it. You watch
yeah,
out. Be us against Real Madrid next season.
yeah,
See it, calling it now. It's a pre-match friendly, pre-season friendly. Yeah, I'm not going to get too excited, because like we've kind of, I guess most West Bromwich Albion fans have written off the season now and kind of thought, all right, whatever, we're probably going down. But if we go out like I just said, if we go out playing like that every week and we go down with a bit of dignity, it'll be less painful, I guess.
and if we do go down and we can keep hold of some of those players we've got in on loan, I think
Yeah,
we'll come straight back up. 100% will come straight back up.
yeah,
So
it'd be good to.
yeah,
Good to be back.
it is.
So there
Yeah.
we go.
So we've got some exciting news, haven't we, coming up?
Yes, we've got some good things. Before we get into the exciting news, should we announce who the fans voted as man of the match?
Yeah, sorry, I put that on Instagram, didn't I? So
You did,
yeah,
yes.
we've had a tally chart. Go on, reel it
Yeah,
off.
we've done a lot of tallying. We had. I mean, I'm gonna go from all.
Okay, do
Last
it.
place, he got 1 vote, but well deserved. Ajayi had a good game.
Yeah, good.
A couple of votes for Maitland-Niles, 3 votes for Bartley. Joint third, Johnston and OK with 5 votes, which is good.
Yeah,
Second place is Gallagher, but number 1 obviously given to the goal scorer, Mbaya Diang. So well deserved, and thank you very much for everyone who voted.
Yeah,
if he'd gotten a couple more more goals, I imagine that vote
I think it'd have been 100%. Yeah,
all tallied. Just it's him. He got man of the match.
I think if RK would have played a full game as well, I think he might have been a bit closer.
He might have got a bit more votes as well. Yeah,
maybe that's just him coming into the team, getting a bit of fitness, and next game he'll be 90 minutes. So
Yeah, it'd be good to see that starting 11, maybe with Furlong starting, just because I feel like he's just got that edge on Peltier. But that lot starting games,
Yeah,
getting a bit of traction, especially when we've got only one game a week. We haven't got
yeah.
those
There's
double
enough rest
matches.
period, isn't it?
There's enough rest period at the moment that you
Yeah,
could arguably start that team. Maybe the odd rotation, bring in Robinson every now and again, put him on the wing for Snodgrass, or when Dean Garner's back, bring him back
yeah,
as well. But yeah, so well done, Mbaye Diagne. Got the
yeah. Well
fans'
done.
vote. There
Yeah,
we go. And I guess, yeah, on to the exciting news. So we've been pretty lucky recently. Obviously, we started a new series to do online to sort of raise spirits at the moment, called Best 11, which we've been reaching out to loads of creators and West Brom content people, trying to get some new guests in. But we've been very lucky as well because we've actually managed to line up a few ex-players, and we have a video releasing tomorrow with,
Marc-Antoine Fortuné,
yes, lads,
he's an absolute legend.
absolute goal scoring machine.
Yeah. No,
So
he was on good form, wasn't he, as well?
yeah, excellent. Yeah, it
So
was really good. So yeah, it was great to obviously get a chance to meet him and have a chat with him. So that video is coming out tomorrow. So you can see us talking to him about his time at the Hawthorns. We asked him a couple of questions, and then we got into him picking his best 11 that he played with. And there's a couple of players in there that you would expect, and I think there's a couple of players as well that were a bit. When I heard them, at least I was a bit like, "Oh, wow, you're going for him? Okay, fair enough."
yeah,
But
no, I was
but
the same. Yeah,
nice to obviously hear is he had such high regard for obviously his ex teammates, and yeah,
yeah,
so that's exciting. So obviously make sure you're subscribed and ready for that video coming out tomorrow. And we have got a few more lined up coming over the next couple of weeks as well. But I'm not gonna bring those ones up. I'm gonna keep those ones close to my chest. So you'll have to follow us on Instagram to get the announcements for that one.
yeah,
See what I'm
yeah.
doing. Make sure
Exciting
people
times,
follow
isn't
our
it?
pages.
Yeah,
Yeah, very exciting. Very, very being a couple of very lucky boys, a couple of
we have. Yeah,
lucky Baggy
we're reliving our
Baggy
youth,
boys.
aren't we? Getting to
We're
speak to
just
all
reaching
these.
out to all the ex players and just being like, "Who will come chat to us about when we were kids?" Yeah.
Please, will you do it for us, please?
Oh, please be
Yeah,
on, mate.
yeah,
And they're being really nice people and saying yes. So yeah, so we, like I say, Marc-Antoine Fortuné video coming live tomorrow, and then a couple of others coming out over the next few weeks as well. So keep your eyes peeled for them. I guess that's everything from us.
yeah. I think so.
Nice one. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you've made it this far, please click that subscribe and like button because those things help us out. All the socials are on the page, and we will see you next time.